understand the class? Did you see the video? We are seeing about the topographical sheets. How the colors, signs and symbols are used in the topographical sheet. That we are learning, is it? You can keep your book with you. In between I'll mark and give you the question answers. Okay? Listen. Okay, topographical sheets we are learning. Okay, topographical map. Okay, topographical sheet or topographical map. What is important about this topographical map? Topographical maps are the large scale maps. Okay, it shows, this topographical map shows both man-made features and the natural features. Man-made features and the natural features. What are the man-made features? Man-made features are like a rail track, police station, hospital, okay, the road, the cities, different other things comes under man-made features, okay. The natural features are the relief features like mountains, hills, plains, plateaus, rivers, oceans, okay, these all things comes under the natural features. In your book, page number 9, first paragraph, from the beginning, that is D1 question, okay, from the first line till the 7th line. In your book, page number 9, first from the beginning till the 9th line, you can mark as the D1 question, question number D1, okay. Then we have learned about the contour lines. What are contour lines? Contour lines are the imaginary lines that connects all the points that are same height above the sea level. Okay, contour lines are the imaginary line that connect all the points. For example, even the high elevation of the landscape also will be marked with the help of the contour lines. For every contour lines there will be number given. Okay, so every height, even it is so elevation, the elevation is so high also we can mark with the help of the contour lines. Okay, this is about contour lines. And then come to the first paragraph, same page, page number line, first paragraph, 9th line, contour lines is given. Okay, that is your D2 question, contour lines. Then after till the end of the para, contour line till the end of the para with the mean sea level is given. This is your D2 question. Okay. Then what else we have seen about this topographical map? We have seen easting and northing, is it? We have seen easting and northing. The vertical lines in the map is known as easting and the horizontal line is known as northing. Okay. And how you read the topographical map? You have to start from the southwest part of the map. For easting, 99 number will be given. For the northing, the number will be 77 given. Okay, so this is how the number is arranged in the topographical sheet. Okay, what else you have seen? Then uses of colors and topographical map you have seen, is it? What are the different colors used in the topographical map? Brown, black, red, green, yellow, white and brown. These are the different colors which is used in the topo sheet. There are 7 important colors that are used in the topographical sheet. In your book, page number 10, from the beginning under the subheading use of colors on topographical maps. From the beginning, you can mark D3, first 2 lines. In the interpretation of contour maps, colors play a very significant part. There you can close D3. Then come to the next line. They represent certain physical, economical and cultural features. You can close there D3. Okay. Then under the subheading brown color fully you can mark as D4 question. Okay. Then subheading blue Blue also you can mark as D4 question. Then green color you can mark as D3 question. Green color you can mark as D3 question. So from the beginning all 7 colors are given, is it? All the 7 colors you can mark for D4 question till the end of the next page. Page number 10 and 11. Okay. Green color you can mark as D3 question. Completed? Okay. Now, what is the purpose of brown color, black color, blue color and all? Brown color is used to draw the contour lines in the map, and black color is used to draw the boundaries of the country, state and the places in the contour map. Then blue color is used for identify or indicate the water bodies in the contour maps. Then white color is used to indicate the barren lands. Then red color is used to indicate all the settlements. Okay. Then yellow color is used to indicate the cultivated land. Green color is used to indicate the jungle or forest area. Did you understand? Then we have learned different symbols. Is it? What are the different symbols we have seen for the national boundaries and in the international boundaries or the state district boundaries we have seen, is it? For the international boundaries, what will be there? Dashes and dots will be thick and it will be drawn very close, is it? And the state boundaries, same dashes and dots will be there, but it will be drawn thin. And district boundaries, dots will be drawn wide apart. Okay, there will be gap between each dashes. And come to page number 11. You can mark a metalled road and unmetalled road for D4 question. Metalled road and unmetalled road you can mark for D4 question. Okay, for unmetalled road, how it will be drawn? The dots will be drawn with red color, is it? And for metal roads or pucker roads, it will be shown 2 red parallel lines. Okay, unmetalled road, the parallel line will be broken in between. It will be drawn with red color. Okay, then what else we have seen? We have seen different other symbols, is it? Then come to page number 13. Come to page number 13. Permanent HUD. There will be a symbol, permanent HUD, with a red box, red color square. Okay. From that you can mark D7 question, second line. It will not be taken down in the foreseeable future and has been built on a permanent basis. This is permanent HUD. Okay. This is your D7 question. Then come to the next paragraph, third line. Temporary HUDs be pulled down at any time in the foreseeable future. You can mark the last 2 lines of temporary HUD. Okay. Then we have learned about settlement, is it? What are the 2 types of settlement you have learned? Permanent settlement and temporary settlement you have learned. Okay, in the same way permanent HUD is there, temporary HUD is there. In the sign and symbol you have learned, is it? Temporary settlement means what? Temporary settlement, you can find that settlements are based on the job opportunities. Okay. In the big cities and all, settlement will be, how it will be? The permanent settlement will be there, is it? And the temporary settlement where you can find it will be in the place like people build permanent houses and course of time the settlement develop. Okay, permanent settlement will be developing, but the temporary settlement, what will happen? Temporary settlement, it will be removed or demolished after certain period of time. It is based on the people how they occupy the places. Come to the subheading in page number 13. Subheading settlement on topographical sheet. First paragraph fully you can mark for D6 question. D6 question. Occupation. The next thing you have learned about occupation. Okay. So how the occupations indicate in the topographical sheet. The different occupations are there like agriculture, mining, manufacturing, trading, okay, fishing. These are different occupation. Under the subheading occupation, from the point number 1 to point number 5, you can mark for E1 question. Point number 1 to point number 5, you can mark for E1 question. Agriculture, how you will find it? It trace the big area. Wherever the crop cultivation is done, what will happen? You have to identify there the people are farmers or cultivators. Okay. And for manufacturing goods, wherever the minerals are found. Okay. For wherever the minerals are found, there the mines and quarries are there. Okay. The quarries and the mines shows that the main occupations of the people are mining and working in the quarries. Then fishing, it shows around the water bodies, big water bodies like perennial water bodies, okay, like ocean, seas and the perennial rivers. So people, those who settle near this region, what is their main occupation? Fishing is the main occupation. And manufacturing goods, how will you identify? Large settlements such as towns will indicate the presence of factories. So it shows manufacturing is the main occupation of the people in that area. Trading, a large settlement with many cart tracks, roads and railways. Okay, the settlement with cart tracks, roads, railways are there. You have to understand there the transporting of goods, materials or taking in those places. Did you understand, children? Then transport and communication. Under the subheading transport and communication, you can mark from the beginning in the topographical map. When you look at the topographical map is there, you can mark from in the topographical map till the end of the para. This is your E2 question. This is your E2 question. And the next subheading fully you can mark for E3 question, land use. Land use, subheading land use fully you can use it, write it for, mark it for E3 question. What is land use? Land use also it's depend on the size of the land, okay, and the steepness of the land. See, some areas will be very steep and some areas will be gentle. Okay, some areas will be plain. And the plain region wherever water is found, okay, all the main crops will be cultivated. The slope region, what's the main occupation of the people? Lumbering and forest harvesting will be the main occupation of the people. And the hilly region people also cultivate like tea, rubber and other items, okay, in the slope of the region. So the land use also based on the slope of the land, how it is located or how it is found. Did you understand? Now take your book, turn your book to page number 15. Under the subheading important points, one box is given, no? There permanent and temporary settlements are there. There you can mark D7. In important points, two subheadings are there. Temporary settlement and permanent settlement. You can mark it as D7. Then come to filling the blanks. A. Question number 1. Mountains, hills, rivers, etc. are physical features shown on a map. First question, physical features. Second answer is man-made. Roads, tracks, wells are man-made features. Third question, contour lines on a map join of a equal elevation. Third question, first dash elevation on the surface of the earth above or below the reference point. The color white is used to show barren land on topographical sheet. Fifth one, Cultivated area. The color yellow is used to show cultivated area. Match the following. First one, camping ground. Camping ground, CG. Seasonal stream. That river shape picture is given on black color. That is 2. Number 2. Ponds. The picture like a palm tree is given. No, that is third one. River. The river like picture like arrow is given. No, that is river. Footpath. The dots in red color is given. No, that is fifth one. Come to true or false. A distance between two tracks is broad gauge is a 1 meter. False. A metal road is shown by 2 blue lines. False. A settlement can either be temporary or permanent. True. In permanent settlement, houses are built for a short period of time. False. Terrace forming is undertaken on hilly slopes. True. Land use refers to the way a piece of land is used in the area. True. Come to the next page, page number 16. First question, page number 9. Second question, page number 9. Third question, page number 10 and 11. Fourth question, page number 10 and 11. Fifth question, page number 11. Sixth question, page number 13. Seventh question, page number 13 and 15. Section E, first question, page number 14. Second question, page number 14. Third question, page number 14. Come to the picture study. G section. First one, permanent house. Second one, temporary house or temporary hut. G, question number 2, page number 13 and 15. G, question number 2, page number 13 and 15. So you have learned about topographical sheets, how the topographical sheets, colors, signs and symbols are used. That you have learned, is it? So here we end the class. We will see in the next class. Thank you, children.